We're live now.
Great. So let's start with saying hi to everyone, and I'll pass the floor. Ardito, all yours. We are live.
Yes. Thank you very much. So, hello everyone who is, especially who's following us live on YouTube. Welcome. Good to see all of you. And as you can see, we are already here. My name is Ardito Kodiat. I'm the head of the Indian Ocean Tsunami Information Center, based in UNESCO office, Jakarta. Welcome to this event as a part of this Tsunami United initiative. All of the students participating in Tsunami United already knows about this very exciting day today. As you know, Tsunami United is an education project engaging students in the Indian Ocean region as a part of this 20th commemoration of the 2004 tsunami. Even though many of the students did not experience the 2004 Indian Ocean tsunami, but your participations, your active engagement is very important for building safer and more prepared communities for the future. With this activity, we aim to inspire the next generation of scientists, disaster risk managers, and community leaders to improve disaster preparedness as well as build resilience. We have a wonderful team today. Here are already connected for more than 11 in the Indian Ocean region. And also we are connecting with the United States, Australia, and of course with my colleagues in Argentina. We would like to say thank you for the organization who has supported this event. Of course, the UNESCO Office Jakarta, the United Nations Office for Disaster Risk Reductions, Pacifico, and especially this time, we have the amateur radio in the International Space Station, ARIS program, and also NASA, the Earth and Science Applied Sciences Disaster Program. Also BMKG, ADB, EBC Financial Group, and of course, Inspire Indonesia. All of these institutions have joined in the effort to make this unique event of the Tsunami United initiative is possible. Now, I want to introduce our special speakers who are already with us today. We have two speakers from two important agencies of the UN. But first, let me invite Mrs. Maki Katsuno Hayashikawa, the Director and Representative of the UNESCO Office Jakarta, and she will give us some remarks. Mrs. Maki, the time is yours.
Okay, thank you very much, Ardito. Good evening, good afternoon to all our delighted students and teachers. And also, let me also welcome and thank Mr. Kamaki Shore, the Special Representative of the United Nations Secretary General for Disaster Risk Reduction and the head of the UN Office for Disaster Risk Reduction for joining here with us tonight. Well, it's a great pleasure to see you all here for this extraordinary event. In just a few moments, you'll be bridging the gap between Earth and space, connecting with astronaut Sunita Williams aboard on the International Space Station. How more could it be exciting for us all? This is a unique and potentially probably once-in-a-lifetime experience for many of us. Now, before we proceed, let me also reiterate my own heartfelt thanks to the dedicated teams who have made this event possible. The AIRI's team, the NASA team, our partners at Pacifico, and of course, my colleagues at UNESCO Office Jakarta, headed by Ardito. Now, we have already have several Tsunami United students joining us via this Zoom connection, and I'm very confident that many more are tuning in through our YouTube channel as part of the Tsunami United team. A special thanks really goes to astronaut Sunita Williams, who amidst her demanding schedule in space, has generously allocated time for all of us. Your enthusiasm for this connection with the astronauts, as demonstrated by more than 90 questions that we had received from the Tsunami United Station students, is really, really inspiring. Now, while time constraints mean we can only select a few questions, I want to commend all of you who submitted your thoughtful inquiries, because your questions, reflections, and insight are a source of inspiration for all of us. Now, you show remarkable curiosity, and in a few moments, we'll hear some of your questions being asked directly to Ms. Sunita Williams, our astronaut in space. The Tsunami United initiative underscores the importance of engaging young students like yourselves who are the leaders of tomorrow. Now, I know that many of you probably did not personally experience the 2004 Indian Ocean tsunami. You're too young, but your active participation is still crucial in preparing for the future. Collaboration is key in preparing for natural hazards like tsunamis that can have widespread impacts across borders. Now, so let's continue to work together to discover innovative ways to enhance coastal resilience. And today we're making a unique connection between ocean and space. So thank you again to all of you for your active participation and enthusiasm. And let us enjoy this very exciting moment connecting ourselves to space. Thank you very much. Back to you, Ardito.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Maki. Thank you very much for your encouraging, motivating, as well as important message. So, in consideration of time, I would like then to invite Mr. Kamal Kishore, the Special Representative of the Secretary General for the Disaster Risk Reduction and Head of the UN Office for Disaster Risk Reduction. Mr. Kamal, the time is yours.
Thank you very much. I am absolutely delighted to be part of this event, a very unique event where young people will have opportunity to interact with astronaut Sunita Williams. This year, we are marking the 20 years of Indian Ocean tsunami. All of you were not born yet when this massive disaster occurred 20 years ago. This is also the year when the International Day for Disaster Risk Reduction will be dedicated to empowering youth for a resilient future. So it's really a topical occasion. It's a good occasion to bring together young people and engage them in this very important conversation of our times. I would like to thank all the organizers for putting in great amount of effort in pulling it all together. And I have three expectations from what we are going to do in the coming hour. The first is that I would really like you, young people, to appreciate how our destinies are interconnected. When we study natural hazards do not respect political, geographic boundaries. What happens in one country affects another country. We share seas, we share similar river systems. So we really have to see how all of this is connected, and space provides that unique perspective of interconnectedness. The problems of 21st century will be solved by collaboration. And I want you to go back with a sense of great importance of collaborating across boundaries, across countries. So many young people from different countries have come together. I hope the interaction with astronaut Sunita Williams will inspire us to be really ambitious in how we collaborate across borders. The second thing is, I really hope that you will understand how a science-based approach really holds a lot of promise for a resilient future. We can use advanced scientific technique, and today we will see space-based techniques to observe not just what nature is doing, but also what people are doing, how ecosystems are behaving. And I think that scientific temperament to understanding how natural hazards are interacting with populations, economic activities, capital assets created by humans, and how that is really creating risk is another important thing. So a scientific temperament to addressing the risk posed by natural hazards interaction with populations, economic activities, and capital assets. And finally, I think this is a wonderful occasion to interact with astronaut Sunita Williams. I hope you will be inspired by her own personal commitment, courage, and her own sort of spirit of really exploring the frontiers of science in service of humanity. With that, thank you very much. And I'm really looking forward to this interaction this afternoon. Thank you very much once again.
Thank you very much, Mr. Kamal, especially for your insightful message. I think we have a very nice three important messages. Now, we are going to play a video to learn more about the International Space Station and ARIS. So I would like to ask my dear colleagues in Pacifico to show the video.
NA1SS, this is N2SJ, over. NA2SJ from NA1SS for scheduled contact.
Hi everyone, I'm Tim Peake and welcome aboard the International Space Station, where we're orbiting Earth 16 times every day. One of the most rewarding activities that some astronauts undertake on orbit is to talk to schools using the space station's ham radio. Now these are events that are planned by ARIS, which is a worldwide group of amateur radio volunteers who are dedicated to introducing young people and students to science, technology, engineering and mathematics. Now this is the equipment here in the Columbus laboratory, which consists of a handheld radio, a headset, and we also have a ham video unit. Now as the International Space Station orbits above your location, a radio link is established between the ISS and your school. Now because we're travelling at nearly 18,000 miles per hour, which is an incredible 25 times the speed of sound, we usually get about 9 or 10 minutes of good radio contact before losing the signal. So about 5 minutes before the scheduled start time of the contact, I come into the Columbus laboratory and configure the radio so that I'm on the correct channel. And sometimes I'll set up the ham video too. Just before the predicted time, I'll begin to start calling the school using the standard amateur radio calling techniques. For example, if the call sign of your school was GB4 Fun, I would say Golf Bravo 4, Foxtrot Uniform November. This is Golf Bravo 1 Sierra Sierra, listening and standing by. Now at your school, the radio operator will be listening for my call, but may also transmit and try to call me as well. You'll probably have a much more powerful transmitter on the ground than we have up here on board, so I'm likely to hear you before you hear me. Then, once we can hear each other, then comes the best bit, which is actually talking to the students and answering the questions. Once I've answered all the questions, we use the remaining time to say goodbye to each other and end the connection. I'll then spend a few minutes configuring the radio back into a rebroadcast mode, and then I'll go back to my day job, which is of course doing science on board the International Space Station. ARIS is a brilliant opportunity for astronauts to talk to school pupils. It's really rewarding to hear how excited the students are when they're talking to somebody up here in space. And it's a true privilege to be able to inspire our next generation of scientists and engineers through amateur radio.
Wow, isn't that incredible? I think very interesting, and aren't we all excited? I think very interesting that we are going to talk, and I think it is a very privilege for us, and we know that we are going to talk with astronaut Sunita Williams. So let me share a bit facts about the astronaut Sunita Williams. So she is an American astronaut selected by NASA in 1998. This is actually her third mission abroad the International Space Station. So imagine she has going back and forth to the space station 3 times. Amazing. Her previous 2 space flights in the ISS actually lasted a combined total of 321 days. So the total that she is in space is almost 1 year. And now she is on the 3rd mission already. So, and she is actually the 2nd woman to have spent the most time in space. Prior to her is astronaut Peggy Whitson. So it is a very impressive career that she has built. And she looks like amazing seeing in the pictures, and I think this is a really advantage for us to be able to talk to them. So I hope you are as excited as I am now. So I think to make sure that we will connect it, let me give the time to my colleague Emiliano Rodriguez Nuez, who will be taking us through the exciting journey of having the conversation with NASA. Emiliano has, I think, 3 times making connections with NASA. This is his 3rd time, so he is also very well experienced in talking with astronauts. So Emiliano, The time is yours.
Thank you so much, Ardito. And hello, everyone. This is Emiliano Rodriguez Nuez at Pacifico Risk Communications. I will be your host and moderator for today's event. With the help of amateur radio volunteers and the crew on the ISS, we hope to soon establish ham radio contact with the International Space Station. This contact will be performed using the Amateur Radio Telebridge Network, a worldwide network of amateur radio ground stations that enables students to connect to the ISS. ARIS is a consortium of ham radio volunteers from 9 nations. Some members of ARIS are the American Radio Relay League, the worldwide AMSAT Radio Amateur Satellite Corporations, the Canadian Space Agency, CSA, the European Space Agency, ESA, the Japan Aerospace Exploration Agency, JAXA, the National Aeronautics and Space Administration, NASA, and the Russian Federal Space Agency, Roscosmos. The amateur radio ground station that will establish contact with the ISS today is VK4ISS in Australia, Mackay, Australia, operated by Shane Lind, VK4KHZ, and assisted by Stephen Vasallo, VK4SGB. Thank you so much, Shane and Stephen, for helping us today. And the ARIS mentor for this contact is Steve McFarlane, VE3TBD. Thank you, Steve, for all the support and for making this possible. So we have a few minutes for contact time, around 8 minutes. The International Space Station is now flying over the Indian Ocean at 28,000 kilometers an hour. And today we will talk with NASA astronaut Sonita Williams. Sonita will be talking with students at schools in 11 countries in the Indian Ocean: Indonesia, Timor-Leste, Myanmar, Bangladesh, Pakistan, United Arab Emirates, Maldives, Mauritius, Madagascar, Kenya, and South Africa. The students will ask questions about the ocean, about life on the coasts, and satellite monitoring of natural hazards like tsunamis. This activity is part of Tsunami United, an educational project with UNESCO, and also part of the 20th commemoration of the 2004 Indian Ocean tsunami. With this activity, we aim to inspire the next generation of scientists and community leaders, and also to create new regional connections across the Indian Ocean to build coastal resilience. The students are representing their communities in all those countries. Nearly 90 questions were submitted by schools in 26 countries who are also following this live event now. So congratulations to the selected students, and a big thank you to all the teachers and participating schools that made this possible. So we are only 6 minutes away from contact time. And I would like to take the time. We are really on time, and we started early to make sure that we had enough time. I want to thank you again, Shane and Stephen. You can see them in the video in that studio. They are in Australia, and they are connecting with the the International Space Station directly from that station, and they are connected to Zoom so that we can hear the voice of the astronaut and talk to the astronaut. So thank you so much for supporting us today. As we said, this is go ahead. Yes, thank you, Shane. Thank you so much. I'd also like to say hi to all the people who are following this live event on YouTube. Thank you for connecting today. You will be seeing the students on screen, but Sonita Williams will only be shown in a picture because we are only listening to her voice, right? After the event, hopefully we will receive a video of her recorded there when she answers the questions, and we will edit a video with her video as well. But today we will only listen to her voice. This is important for you to know. The process of selecting the questions was really exciting. We were really happy to see and receive questions from so many countries. So we congratulate you again for sending your questions. We wanted to make sure that the questions reflected your curiosity, your interest to learn about science, to observe the ocean in a new way from the perspective and the unique perspective of an astronaut in space. This will help us have a regional feeling and a regional connection, and to observe our coast, how they change, how the ocean presents challenges and opportunities. So this is an opportunity to learn more about science and to be inspired. We have 4 minutes to go. Shane, let me know whenever you're ready, and I'll pass it on to you.
No problem at all. Yes, we have, in actual fact, 6 minutes and 9 seconds before acquisition of signal.
Wonderful.
So no problem at all. Still a little bit of time.
Great. So the last few minutes, few messages for the students. We've been rehearsing and we've done so well. So remember that you need to turn on your microphone before asking your question. Remember your order and make sure that you're paying attention when the previous student is asking his or her question. Always say over at the end of the question. That is very important because in case there's any interference, the astronaut will know that you finished your question and that she can start answering back. And she will also say over when she finishes answering her question. So pay attention to the previous student, listen to the response by the astronaut to that question. Then she will say over, and then you will see your name on screen. Remember to say just what we agreed, which is what's on screen. It's your name and the country and the question, and then you will say over. So I guess that we are all ready. Is everyone ready? Everyone ready will remember to turn on their microphones. You sure? All good? And it's also important. Wonderful. It's also important to... Excellent. Thank you, Buba. Yes. Excellent. So it's also important to make sure that there's silence in your room so that we don't listen to any other noises. Particularly the team in South Africa. Great that you're here with Tato, but we'll be very, very silent. Excellent. Thank you for connecting today. If for some reason one of you cannot ask the question, and this could happen, there could be connectivity issues, don't worry. There's a team here. Maria will take very quickly your turn. So if you take more than 2 or 3 seconds to ask, then Maria will jump in. So be ready for that. We are a team. Every single question is part of our team. And the same goes to the students that are with numbers from 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. These are backup questions. So we know, Wilson, for example, hopefully you get to ask your question live. But if the connection is lost, then you will have, we will record your question and we will send it to the astronaut and we will receive an answer after the contact. Why is this contact so short? And this is just feels like magic because the spaceship moves so fast that the station in Australia can establish contact when it appears on one horizon, and then it moves so fast until the other horizon. And when Shane in Australia loses contact, then it's over, right? So the conversation is really short because the spaceship moves very fast and we have that window of opportunity to talk. We have 2 more minutes. Shane, is that correct? Or 3?
That's correct. We have 2 minutes before acquisition of signal, 2 minutes, 30 seconds.
Wonderful. So we're getting ready.
We are getting ready. We're just waiting for the antennas to click in. They're about to click in, and as the station moves another 2 degrees, the antennas will move into position. It will then lock in position. And as the ISS comes up over the horizon, the antennas then will track the ISS, and of course we'll start calling and hopefully establish a radio contact with Sunita very quickly. Once we establish that radio contact, I will just simply say, please go ahead with the first question. That's where ASAP will need to proceed with the first question and then pass it on to the next person.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Shane. And we will be sharing on screen in a minute the questions so that it helps you pay attention to your turn and also helps you read the question. If you read it, then it's even easier. There are no possible mistakes. And we are also trying to be quick and dynamic so that we allow time for the rest of the students who are here today. So there's time for everyone to ask their questions.
Okay, antennas have now tracked into position, have locked onto the horizon, just waiting for the ISS to come up. We have about 4 degrees before we can make contact. So we've got about 50 seconds. So I'm going to start calling at about the 30-second mark. Don't be alarmed if we don't get a response immediately, as I'll continue to call until such time as Sunita answers our calls. Okay, in about 5 seconds, I'm going to start calling. If everyone can be in their positions, ready. Okay, everyone stand by. I'm going to start calling now. Calling NA1SS, NA1SS, NA1SS. This is Victor Kilo 4, India, Sierra, Sierra. VK4 ISS, Victor Kilo 4, India, Sierra, Sierra. Calling for a scheduled contact. Can you receive, Sunita? Over. NA1SS, NA1SS, NA1SS. This is Victor Kilo 4, India, Sierra, Sierra. VK4 ISS calling for a scheduled contact. Can you receive? Over. NA1SS, NA1SS, NA1SS. This is Victor Kilo 4, India, Sierra, Sierra. Calling for a scheduled contact. Can you receive, Sunita? Over. Calling NA1SS, NA1SS, NA1SS. This is Victor Kilo 4, India, Sierra, Sierra. Calling for a scheduled contact. Can you receive? Over.
Victor Kilo 4, ISS. This is November Alpha 1 SS. I've got you. 5 by 5.
Roger there, Sunita. Yes, we also have you loud and clear. Okay, Sunita, we're going to start the questions now, so please go ahead with the first question.
Aisa?
Aishat from Maldives. What type of research do you conduct in space? Over.
We conduct all sorts of research, some of it like biology on ourselves, some of it exploration to help us go further, and some of it some earth science, material science, chemical science while we're up here. So we're also doing all sorts of stuff that's looking out into the universe as well back at our own planet. Over.
Question.
From Indonesia, how do you monitor the ocean from space? Over.
So we can look out the window, of course, and we can see different algae blooms, for example, ice formations, cloud formations that monitor the Earth, but we also, in the ocean, but we also have sensitive equipment out on a platform that at times will also monitor the ocean. Over.
Tato?
Tato from South Africa. How are the space and ocean connected to each other?
Over.
Question, when you look out the window, there's the vastness usually of the ocean, 70% of our planet. Look out the window the other way, you see the vastness of space. both are very harsh environments for a human to live in, but somehow we actually do it, and we do it because we're researching and trying to understand about both the space and the ocean. Over.
Tanjim?
Tanjim from Bangladesh. Can you see disasters from space and did you witness any particular event? Over.
Yes, as a matter of fact, yesterday I was looking out the window and I saw some amazing wildfires spreading smoke hundreds and hundreds of miles across North America. I've also seen a hurricane in the Gulf of Mexico. So yes, we can witness as disasters are building up and happening.
Sharifa?
Sharifa from Indonesia. Were the image of the 2004 tsunami visible from space? Over.
You know, I was not here at the time, but I bet they were. If we go back and look at some of the imagery, we would probably see some of the results of the tsunami. Might be a little difficult to see the wave itself, but definitely the results of the tsunami. Over.
Rita?
Rita from Kenya. How can space monitoring help protect life and species in the ocean? Over.
So actually, like I was mentioning earlier, we can monitor when there's different things that are occurring in the ocean. For example, those algae blooms, which could help or hurt the species in the ocean. So when we spot something like that, it's good for us to take pictures and send that data down to Earth for people who are studying the ocean to correlate that, as well as some of the high-tech instrumentation that might be out on the platform of the Japanese experimental module. Over.
To Thierry from Madagascar, do you study natural coastal barriers like mangroves and coral reefs? Over.
Absolutely. That's like high on my priority list is to go look at the coral reefs. They're absolutely beautiful from space. You can almost see into the ocean. We also look at river deltas because that also has a lot of impact on the coast as well as the ocean. Over.
Abhinan? Maria?
Abhinav from United Arab Emirates. How do you cooperate with other astronauts in space? Over.
Yeah, we start that a long time before we actually come to space. We work together, we train together, we get to know each other. And so then when we get up in space, we actually know what are the high points, low points for other people, and we try to stay respectful. And we share experiments while we're up here, as well as of course, every night we share dinner together. Over.
Aima?
I'm from Pakistan. What advice would you give to young people interested in science? Over.
Oh, my biggest piece of advice is keep asking questions. If there's anything you don't understand, ask the question because maybe somebody has not asked that question. And then even if they have, just try to understand the answer. And if you don't understand it, ask more questions. That's what science is all about, asking more questions. Over.
Muhammad from Indonesia. Can satellite technology help improve tsunami early warning system? Over.
I'm not an expert in this, Muhammad, but I would believe so, especially when working with other types of imagery and sensing systems all over the planet. I think that's going to help us at least understand when something's happening underground, and then maybe we can start to monitor and help before the disaster gets to where it will impact people. Over.
Wilson?
Wilson from Western. How does living in space affect your body and mind? Over.
All sorts of changes that happen while we're up here, maybe not obvious right away, but your bones and your muscles start to shrink. And so you have to do something about that. That's why we work out up here. The mind part is, it's sort of individual, but you need to be ready to leave your family. Know that you can make phone calls to them, but know that you're going to be not next to them for a little while. I had to give my dogs a big hug before I left because I know I wasn't going to be able to talk to them when I was up here. Over.
Malal from Madagascar. What is it like to be an astronaut? Over.
So it's a lot of fun. Most of the time we spent training or helping try to design other space systems. I've been an astronaut for about 20 years, and this is only my third time in space, making it about a year in space. So as you can see, there's many more years of not flying in space in particular, but it's getting ready, understanding systems, learning new things, and working with other people and traveling all over the world, which makes it a lot of fun. Over.
Pranav from Mauritius. Have you seen a cyclone from space? Over.
Yes, actually, near the United States, I've seen a hurricane. On the other part in the Pacific Ocean, I have seen major swirls of clouds, knowing that they're probably a cyclone. I cannot identify exactly which one, but definitely seen that fluid motion between the clouds and the ocean from space. Over.
Gaycholen Maria from Myanmar. When you were my age 15, did you dream of becoming an astronaut? Over.
Actually, great question. No, I didn't. I really wanted to study science. My father was a doctor. I love animals, so I wanted to be a veterinarian. I ended up going into the Navy and learning how to fly helicopters, but either one of those fields could have led me to being an astronaut. As when I became about 30, I started to apply to be an astronaut, which is fairly typical once people have had a job, because we want people who know how to learn and are curious and want to ask questions. Over.
Tansintun.
On behalf of Mount Tansintun from Myanmar, what training do astronauts undergo before going to space? Over.
Yes, great question. All sorts of training. Sort of like I alluded to already, we train with each other, other crewmates. We learn all the systems of the spacecraft. We learn how to do spacewalks. We learn how to use robotics. We learn how to do science experiments, as well as, again, learning how to live with each other. So it's very inclusive. Over.
Cheryl?
Yes.
Oh.
Okay. Cheryl from Indonesia. As an astronaut, which you consider present a gradarize the ocean of outer space? Over.
Great question, Cheryl. I think both of them are pretty dangerous, and there's lots of people who explore both undersea and up in space. And it's always finding something new, asking the next question. Even not too long ago, within a year, we found new species in the ocean. So there's always more things to explore, both in space and in the ocean. Over.
NA1SS, this concludes our list of prepared questions. Just a big cheer to Sunny for everyone, please, if you can.
So we
NA1SS, this is Victor Kilo 4, India Sierra Sierra. Sunny, we've now lost the signal. You've gone over the horizon. Thank you very much for the contact, and all the best. Back to you.
So we lost the signal. The ISS is gone down below the horizon. And ladies and gentlemen, we just shared a moment of history. Amateur radio station BK4 ISS in Mackay, Australia, operated by Shane Lind. BK4 KHZ contacted Sonita Williams aboard the International Space Station. Sonita spoke with students at schools in 11 countries of the Indian Ocean region. Congratulations to everyone involved. That was fantastic. Aris would like to thank Steve McFarlane, B3TBD, for his mentorship. And now for the international volunteer team of Aris, including the radio amateur satellite corporations around the world, the American Radio Relay League, CSA, ESA, JAXA, NASA, and Roscosmos. This is Emiliano Rodriguez Nuez, and sending my farewell to all of you. Operator, please stop recording. We made it. It worked.
Did you get all questions?
Congratulations!
We got 16 questions offered.
Yes.
Amazing.
And I'm so sorry,
Yeah.
Abhinam, that there was a problem with your connectivity at that moment, and Maria had to take your question. You've been part of it. You're here. Yes. Congratulations, and thank you for being here. I'm sorry there was a problem. That things can happen, but it worked, and it worked really well. And there were times for all of us, like for 16 questions. This is amazing. You've been really, really great. So congratulations.
I think Ibu Maki wanted to say something.
No, just to congratulate everyone. Well done. And then what an amazing experience. I was so excited myself.
So what were your reactions? What did you get to listen to the answers? Were they surprising? Tell us about like your feelings. Go for it. We have a few minutes. Who wants to talk?
Anyone?
I think the questions were really wide-ranging
Yes,
and really full of curiosity. I think they span the entire spectrum from learning more about being an astronaut to how space can be used for better understanding of disasters, early warning system. I was really impressed by the range of questions. Excellent. Congratulations, everyone.
Students, come on, tell me how do you feel, students?
Open the microphone. There's no problem.
Open the mic.
This is very much excited experience. Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah.
Thank you so much for giving us this opportunity.
Thank you
Anybody
so much.
else?
This is
Wilson.
so fun and I very love it. This is the first time I can speak with an astronaut.
Yes.
Wonderful, Sharifa.
I can
Just
see
wanted-
you.
Sorry, go ahead. Go ahead.
Thank you, Steve.
Yeah.
No, I just wanted to say that I lost the connection for the last three questions. So I thought something went wrong widespread. I'm glad it wasn't the case. So I don't know why I lost connection. So you can see it can happen anywhere. And I'm in an area where the connection should have been good, and I lost it for about 2 or 3 minutes. So I'm looking forward to seeing the video and seeing the end. But congratulations, everybody. So well done on the part of everybody. Your timing was so fantastic, Emiliano. Just great. Thank you very much for the efforts.
Wonderful. Steve helped us.
Thank you, Steve.
All along the process, since the very first contact, confirming the timing, the days, agreeing on the scripts, on making sure that we acknowledge everyone who makes this possible. And also Shane and Stephen in Australia, like, you've been great. Thank you so much. This wouldn't be possible without you. We connected so many countries, and this will be something we will always remember.
Thank you very much. Yeah, on behalf of Stephen and myself, we really enjoyed the contact, and students were absolutely amazing. They've done a superb job. They've really excelled, particularly where it relates to training we've done in the last couple of days, and that training has all paid off. So well done, students.
Thank you so much, Shane. Thank you,
And
Stephen.
I just would like to say also thank you. We have Nancy and Rodrigo always behind the scene. I think they are not a peer, but all the work, Nancy, Rodrigo, thank you very much.
Absolutely. Wonderful work, the two of you. Thank you, Nancy. Thank you, Rodrigo.
We are all a team.
So maybe we can hear to each one that wants to say something about feelings or what you heard. Were you surprised by the answers?
Sir, I want to say something.
Yeah,
go
ahead.
When I was a kid, nearly 10 years old, I wanted to be an astronaut, and today a part of my dream has become true.
That's wonderful. That's so
wonderful. Very touching. Thank you. Rita,
I'm here.
say something.
I just want to say thank you to each and every one of you for the support. Thank you for being with us. Today I've learned so many things that I didn't know. So thank you.
Wonderful. Maria,
Wilson.
Okay, you go for it, Ardito.
Today I have learned a lot of things, but just right before it, there's 1 minute before it, I lost my connection. So I couldn't ask my question, but I surely heard the answers.
Yes.
It's a great experience.
Yes.
Thank you for connecting, Abhinand. And these things can happen. We are trying something experimental. We are depending on connectivity in so many countries. Then on Australia making the contact. Then on Sunita being able to answer and connecting from there. So this happens. and this is part of the experiment, but you've been part of the team, you've been selected as part of selected questions, you are here, so we thank you so much, and next time you will get the opportunity to ask your question as well.
Yeah, I hope so.
And you know what? There was Maria asking the question on your behalf, so you will be able to listen to the audio and watch the video and listen to the answer to your question.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Thank you.
Maria?
Yeah, like I don't know how to say, like I'm totally, surprised. Like I haven't, I've never dreamed of talking to space. And I was like very like, oh my God, will I have a chance to talk to space? Because I'm 14, right? But like, yeah, what a
Dream come true.
yeah. Thank you. Like I mean it. I really mean it. Yeah.
Thank you, Maria.
You've been great because you had the chance to ask your question in number 14, but then you helped others when there was during the rehearsal as well. And today, taking the role of Afhinan to ask that question. So thank you for that. And also, Mabuba, you've been replacing Tanjim. How did it all feel? Tell us about it.
I feel very happy to present my country and also talk with the astronaut and space for the first time in my life. I never dreamed it in my life. And also it will stay in my mind as a beautiful memory. There.
Thank you.
That's beautiful. Thank you. Thank you so much, Mabuba, for connecting today. And thank your teacher who helped us replace Tanjim, because Tanjim had some connectivity problems and he couldn't connect. So you've been great to make sure that Bangladesh was represented today.
I would like to hear from South Africa, Tato and friends. Tato?
Yeah, me too.
South Africa?
Yes.
Hey,
No.
South Africa.
It's you,
Hey.
Tato. Yeah.
So, how do you feel?
Now you can all talk.
I feel very happy and honored to be part of history.
That's wonderful. What about your peers? You can talk now.
We also feel very honored. We're happy that we got to witness this as well. Yeah.
You were part of the team, so thank you for connecting today. What did you feel when you were listening to the astronaut? What were your thoughts?
She was very informative. We learned a lot and we're honestly truly happy, confident in words.
Wonderful.
No.
Thank you, South African team. What about the rest? Pranav.
What about Timor-Leste?
Yeah,
Timor-Leste, Wilson.
I was very happy to hear the answer. I asked it because every year there's cyclones in Mauritius, so
you learned something new. Wonderful. And then we have others, right?
Wilson from Timor-Leste.
I don't know
this, yeah.
This experience so good. Thank you for the opportunity to say with astronaut. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Wilson, for
What
being
about the team in Madagascar?
I wanted to say something, but I was waiting for you. I want to thank you so much for this opportunity to talk with astronauts, because not everyone has this opportunity, and I am really thankful for you to just exist in our life, and this experience is so amazing. Yes.
Wonderful. Then there's another team in Madagascar, Solo for Malala, with friends.
Hello. Hi.
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 Well, we just feel so amazing, but we can't put a word into it. It was just some magical, but I don't know how to express it. I just feels very happy. Yeah.
Hear that. Beautiful. Yes, we can hear. And what about your peers? Did you get to enjoy it as well?
Yes, we heard the answers that the astronaut said, and it was great.
Well, we were overjoyed because it was an amazing opportunity and no one, no, pas like not everyone has this kind of opportunity, and we are happy about it. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Great that you have a team there, Solo for Malala.
Should also have a team. Should.
Yeah. All I can say is that was such a nice experience. That was amazing, and I will never forget it ever.
That's wonderful.
Some of my team wanted to say something from Madagascar.
Go for it.
You know, go for it. Go for it. Yeah, say something. Come on. Say something.
Come on.
That was amazing with you guys.
Did you enjoy it?
Yes,
of course.
really enjoy it.
Thank you so
I
much.
want to feel like an astronaut.
That was inspiring for all of us. Thank you for connecting today and for supporting To the Arribo. Wonderful team, another Madagascar team. So who else that didn't say hi?
Rafi. You're still muted.
Okay, so I want to say thank you for everyone, and it is just like a dream to be here, and it's just like a memorable experience for me. Thank you.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. Thank you for connecting today. Thank you for participating, for sending your questions, for taking the time to learn about the ocean and about tsunamis, for connecting to all the webinars that we've been doing as part of Tsunami United. We enjoyed that so much, and you've been the protagonists of that experience. So this is wonderful. Any other that
No, I just would like to also say I saw Rohmi, so also thank you to Rohmi in UNESCO Jakarta. Because thank you, Rohmi, again, Nancy, Rodriguez, Emiliano. It's a very amazing Tsunami United team.
Yeah.
Shall we do another picture, final picture?
Yes, please.
And if anyone wants to talk again, open the mic while we take the picture. Don't worry, the transmission is over, so it's great to hear your voice as well. Ready for the picture?
Hi.
Okay.
Bye.
3, 2, and 1.
You
Bye.